Welcome back everyone to another downward day. And for those of you out there watching on this fine day, I have a question for you. Are the products being sold to us getting perpetually worse? Of course, if you're tuning in from the last video, you would have heard me complain about these $200 crunchy glasses that I had the misfortune of purchasing a couple of weeks ago. And actually today we're on the way to the store to go return them. But basically, the manufacturer Ray-Ban, one of America's great and prestigious brands, they're out there selling us products that are just obviously inferior to what they were putting out 30 years ago. And unfortunately for me, this is not a unique experience. This is something that I've actually been noticing happening quite a lot in the past several years or so. I have a sinking suspicion that the gradual degradation of consumer goods has been going on continuously, probably since the day I was born, and extending even further beyond that. But now that I'm getting a bit older, it's something I'm definitely... Hey! Sheesh. Always the craziest shit that happens when you're recording. I wonder if that got caught on film. That's kind of absurd. Oh my god, they stopped. My shaming must have caused them to actually act responsibly for once. But now that I've gotten older, it's something I'm probably noticing a lot more. And for those of you out there tuning in who are a bit on the older side, feel free to chime in with any examples you may have noticed. But man, these days it really seems that the products being sold to us are simply not as good on average as they used to be. And going back to personal experience, it hasn't just been these glasses. It's been a lot of consumer purchases I've made over the last 3, 4, 5 years. I recently bought a hanging closet organizer from Target. Target, suffice to say, pretty trusted brand, generally seen by consumers in this country as just the superior version of Walmart. And this closet organizer was their own in-store brand. So I buy it, hang it up, and put my clothes in it. And after a matter of a couple weeks, the suspender straps completely break and the entire thing falls over and causes this big mess. Really no reason why it should have happened. I was putting clothing in a receptacle that's designed to hold clothing and it just completely broke. Totally defective, worthless product. And ironically, for all you Target fans out there, I ended up going to Walmart, buying their brand, and that one ended up working just fine. But it's somewhat concerning to me that this product is being released in seemingly good faith, and it can barely do what it's literally designed to do. And after a couple of weeks, it's just a complete lemon. Just a complete worthless product that's failed in everything it's designed to do. And speaking of lemons, a couple of years ago I had to get a new water heater, and I decided to get one of these new hybrids, Rheem brand, supposed to save on electricity. So for those of you who've never dealt with this type of appliance or never really thought about it, they're supposed to last 20 years at a bare minimum. That's at least what they tell you for when you go to buy it for $2 grand. 20 years is how long they're supposed to last. And boy, my wonderful Rheem water heater lasted 2 years before a serious malfunction. If you're keeping score at home, that's 10% of the advertised lifespan. And by the grace of God, I ended up getting it fixed, barely. It was almost a lost cause. I was this close to tearing it out of the wall and hauling it to the dump. To say it was an ordeal to get this thing fixed would be a gross understatement. From the time it broke, it pretty much took me 4 months to actually get it fixed, to replace one part in one appliance. 4 months of time. The 7 circles of hell in customer service. Calling 3 or 4 different plumbers to come to the house just to tell us they can't fix it because apparently it's this alien technology that no plumber in the world knows how to repair, even though it's a freaking unit that's so common you can buy it off the shelves at Home Depot. But apparently no one knows how to fix it. Eventually, by month 4 of the operation, we finally found someone who did. And ever since then, I guess the water heater's been fine, but it's not exactly a vote of confidence to have a major problem 2 years into this product that's supposed to last 20. So that, the closet organizer, the glasses, those are just 3 recent examples off the top of my head. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch more that I just never made a note of because I'd rather just not mentally worry about it. But it's definitely aggravating, and it definitely feels like a trend. Fool me once, you know, but fool me 3 times. Seems like there's something macroscopically going on with a bunch of companies out there just cutting corners and skimping to save a little extra off the top. I don't know, what do you guys think? I might be way off here, who knows? But I'm really interested to hear if you guys have any stories out there of the products in your life seeming like they're blatantly degrading over time. I mean, Jesus Christ, for how much of our soul that we've given up to enter this wretched consumer society. You'd think that maybe the consumers would get at least something out of it. But no, ever since a few years ago, it really feels like we've entered a new age of crappy products. We're just completely worthless products are now the norm. And it's safe to say, I'm not really happy about it. And well, I guess I'm off to return these now. Hopefully I get my money back on something that was definitely not worth the price.